Das Dreimädelhaus, or the House of the Three Girls, is an operetta with music by Franz Schubert, rearranged by Hungarian Heinrich Berté, and a libretto by Alfred Maria Willner and Heinz Reichert. The work gives a fictionalized account of Schubert's romantic life. The original production opened at the Raimund Theater in Vienna on the 15th of January 1916. For over 650 performances in its original run in Austria and for hundreds more in Germany, followed by many successful revivals. And we'll be seeing it in an outdoor setting at Schloss Heindorf, which is a former noble manors house. And a wonderful setting for this operetta. The plot, well, it's basically a love story. It's set in the spring of 1826, with Schubert portrayed as a poor composer who lodges in a typical old Viennese house with a courtyard. Ferdinand Binder, a postmaster, and Andreas Brunnerdas, a saddler, lodge in the same house. In the first act they're visited by three sisters, Hedel, Heidel, and Hannel, Tschol, daughters of the court glassmaker. Hedel and Heidel have come to visit their sweethearts, Binder and Brunnerdas, and Hannel is acting as their chaperone. Schubert is visited by his friends Vogel, Kupelwieser, Schwind, and Baron Franz von Schober. These people were real-life friends of Franz Schubert. Johann Michael Vogel was the baritone who performed his songs. Kupelwieser and Schwind were painters, and Baron Franz von Schober was an Austrian poet, librettist, and actor. So back to the story. Christian Tschol arrives looking for his daughters, but Schubert's friends ply him with drink at a table underneath a lilac tree in the courtyard, and convince him to accept the engagements of his daughters. Hannel becomes Schubert's singing pupil, and they slowly fall in love, but they're too shy to say anything to each other. The second act is set in Tschol's house, at the double wedding of Hedel and Heidel a couple of months later, as an actress who is Franz Schober's jealous mistress arrives. She is convinced that Schober is seeing another woman and decides that it must be Hannel, so she warns Hannel to avoid the philandering Franz. Meanwhile, the other Franz, Schubert, too shy to declare his love to Hannel, has written a song for her. He asks Franz Schober to sing it to her on his behalf. Thinking that the Franz warning that she received was referring to Schubert, Hannel falls for Schober. The third act is set in the Prater the following morning. The parties all meet. The complications of the plot involving threats of duels and mistaken identities are sorted out, as Schubert stands aside to ensure that Hannel will be happy with Schober, leaving him with just his music for comfort. Well, the operetta was also a success in France, and soon an English-language adaptation opened on Broadway as Blossom Time, with a new arrangement of Schubert's music by Sigmund Romberg and libretto by Dorothy Donnelly. In London, the operetta was called Lilac Time, and opened at the Lyric Theatre on December 22, 1922, and ran for 626 performances. Both the Broadway and West End versions toured extensively in subsequent decades and were frequently revived until the 1950s. The operetta received productions in over 60 countries and was translated into numerous languages. By 1961, the piece was estimated to have played over 85,000 performances worldwide. Well, the real Franz Schubert worked hard during his lifetime to become a successful opera composer, but found very little success in that particular genre. So, with Das Dreimädelhaus, ironically, his music finally became famous in a stage work.